Hello, this is take two. Take one was rudely interrupted by some technological malfunction. Oh boy. And I realized when my laptop powered down, because it does that, such a smart Andromeda, yes, I named my technology, that it stopped right as I was getting my beauty blender wet. So y'all missed a lot. I was just sort of speaking into the void, as one does. I'm going to move this mouse so that doesn't happen again. Maybe that's part. Maybe that was part of the problem. Mouse was too close. All right, so you missed the diet. I'm just knocking everything down today. That's fine. So you missed the dabbing on of the beauty products. Man, now I wish I hadn't deleted that. I wonder if there's a way to smoosh things together. So we're gonna go through all this again. Hope everybody's cool with just chilling, because I ain't got nowhere to be. So I bought, about 2 weeks ago, I went kind of crazy inside Sephora and bought a whole bunch of new products. And I thought, I'm uploading my haul video, and I thought while that's doing its thing, I would take you through all of my impressions of the products that I got, since I've had a little bit of time to play with them. And one of the things that kind of surprised me with how much I like it is the Benefit Professional Primer. It goes on it was a little bit oilier than I expected, but it's a little bit oilier than I expected, but once it dries to this sort of very strange, powdery, silky, soft finish. And it does do what it's supposed to. It's a primer, and it's supposed to minimize your pores, and it does that, and it does that quite well. Also, the fragrance surprised me. It's not anything really to write home about, but the fact that I like it, there's a fragrance to it that I didn't expect, and so I enjoy it. But I've been experimenting with my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil setting powder. Works very well for under the eyes. And one thing that I didn't really get too much in the haul video, I held the box up, but I had a Dungeons & Dragons game to get to, and I was already late, so I didn't really explain what it was. But anybody will have probably heard other beauty vloggers mention this. The Kat Von D Lock-It Cream Concealer. I'm really, really loving the formula. It's very creamy. It's very smooth. Because I am an idiot, I think I got a shade that's a little too dark. For the rest of my face, it works very, very well. But for just like the under eye area, it can be a little dark in some lights, like the fluorescent lights in my office, and so I end up looking a little yellow, which nobody really enjoys. And I might have done the same thing with the Urban Decay Naked Skin foundation. Might be a little too dark for me. I was in the bathroom at work, again, extremely unflattering fluorescent lights, and noticed that my face and this part of my neck, totally different colors. So I may end up going back to Sephora sometime this week and swapping, well, at the very least, swapping out the foundation for a slightly lighter shade, probably picking up a slightly lighter concealer shade for just the under eyes, which seems excessive, but what can you do? So I didn't realize that my camera was no longer recording as I was putting on the Cover FX tiny little stick corrector. I really, really like this. I'm probably going to pick up the Peach Under Eye Corrector, or the Peach Dark Circle Corrector, and the Click It Stick, which I'm honestly curious to see how it works. Let's see what other new stuff did I get. I've got a lot of new stuff. Mineral Veil, talked about that. The thing I've been playing with the most and have been really, really enjoying is the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. It's got 9 shades. I don't trust the mouse hovering over the pause button. It's got 9 shades. You've got your mattes. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes and 4. Wait a minute. That's 9. Hang on. Oh, and 5. Okay. I was a history major. And I liked history a lot better than math. Oh, speaking of Pokemon and history, what do you get? Oh, damn. Now I forgot the joke. It's the end of the day. And I took off my makeup and am now reapplying it because I want you guys to see how everything applies and how much fun I've been having with it. And again, apologies for the hair. But anyway, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4 matte shades and count on 5 shimmer / glittery shades. I've been playing around with it and come up with a couple of different looks. One is really great for just sort of an everyday, quick, in a hurry kind of thing. And one might be, again, I mean, if you're into it, you could wear it every day because this is, again, a sort of a natural, neutral palette. And you could, but it could also be glammed up a little bit for going out. Important note, you could achieve anything I end up doing or that anybody ends up doing with the same types of palettes. And there are a lot of great drugstore options for all of the makeup I own. You could accomplish what I'm going to do today with any sort of brown / pink neutral palette that you own or that you could pick up at Walgreens or CVS for $5 to $10. So I've put on my foundation concealer. I've put on my primer, my color corrector, my foundation, and my concealer, which I'm sorry y'all missed because technology and I are just not getting along today. But and I put on my eyeshadow primer, and the eyeshadow primer I've been using the 24-hour anti-crease eyeshadow Shadow Insurance from Too Faced the last little while, and what I really like about it is that it's not colored, it's not tinted in any way, so I don't. The way my other favorite primer, the 5-in-1 from Bare Minerals, is. So it doesn't really affect the colors of the shadows I'm going to be putting on, except to make them last a little bit longer, make them pop a little bit more. But the formula is kind of inconsistent. I've had this happen a couple of times now. But I squeeze the tube and oil comes out before the cream stuff. It's a little strange. It's not strange enough for me to make it, it's not strange enough to make me stop using it, but it is a little strange. Maybe there's a trick to it I haven't figured out yet. But now that I've gotten all of the stuff I did out of the way, I am going to jump right into putting on eyeshadow for you guys. So we're going to take the glasses off. Let's try this again. Take 2. And so for this sort of everyday look, I'm going to come in here to, in the Too Faced palette, it's called Push Up. It's sort of it's a shimmery pinkish brown shade right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap, with my flat shader brush, must have a powder shadow, number 60 from the Sephora Classic Collection, but again, flat shader. I'm going to put that on top of my eyelid without ducking out of the camera so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to put that on top of the lid. And again, since I wear glasses, a lot of times we'll actually sort of double coat this to put the bring a little bit more definition to the eyes. Because again, best feature. And when I'm breaking out, I really don't want people looking at my chin. And that's as much because I don't want people looking at my chin as because society tells me I shouldn't. It is difficult to navigate the internet today. But so that's the sort of base color. And then to sort of define it a little bit more, you can come in with your super fluffy, with your fluffy-ish crease brush. I can't see. I'm gonna have to start wearing my contacts for this nonsense because I can't see where this brush is in relation to the camera. Your fluffy crease shadow 73, but again, any fluffy crease brush that you have on hand will work. You're gonna come in here to the matte sort of medium shade. In the Too Faced palette, it's called Cashmere Bunny. I'm going to sort of bring that, and this will, where you put this will depend on your eye shape. For me, with sort of slightly hooded eyes, ... question mark, I'm going to put it so that it actually falls a little bit above my natural crease because I want people to actually see it. But you'll just sort of bring that in. And it'll help define the eye a little bit. Doopy-doo, be-doopy-doo. Been reading a lot of romance novels lately, which should shock no one who knows me and watches these 3 videos at this point, I think. This will be video number 3 that I'm putting up. We're still recording, right? Okay, good. All right, so there are a couple of different directions that you could take this. For sort of an everyday look, I like to come in here to this darker matte brown called Sexpresso, but any dark matte brown will work. This palette is sort of warmer toned than cooler tone. It's warmer, it leans more warm than cool, if that matters to you guys. So keep that in mind when you're coming up with looks or wanting to put it on or whatever. I'm going to come in here to Sexpresso, but again, any matte brown, warm-ish matte brown will work. I'm going to put that on the very outer corner up to my crease and sort of rub that in a little bit. But back to romance novels. I've been reading the Highlander series by Maya Banks. She also wrote a BDSM erotica, kind of along the same lines as 50 Shades of Grey, but better. And the first book in that series is called Sweet Surrender. I haven't read the rest of them, but I remember Sweet Surrender being tolerable. I lean more toward historical romances.
I am a hopeless junkie for anything set in Scotland. My favorite book of all time is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. And if anybody is curious about any of the stuff I've been saying, just leave me a message. Okay, so that's your everyday shadow look, is to just tap it, sort of a shimmery color, a color to define the crease, and sort of an accent color that will bring attention into the area that you want it. It's fun, it's easy. I actually remembered this morning to come in here to the lightest shimmery shade. I'm going to come in here to Silk Teddy in the Too Faced palette, but again, you can do this with any palette. Come under here and highlight the brow bone and sort of bring that in here to the inner corner. I don't always remember to do this, and it doesn't always matter because people don't always notice. Okay, so that is the basic eye look that I've been doing for every day. You can glam it up a little bit. What I did on Saturday night for our Poke Hunt was I actually came in here. Crap. Sorry, there's not enough room on my not a vanity at all. I came in here to Silk Teddy instead of Push Up, and what I ended up doing actually was I put Nudie, this lightest matte color over here. I put that all over the lid. And actually, let me try, well, no. But Nudie came in here and I put it all over the lid and sort of above the end of the crease. And then you come in with Cashmere Bunny just like we did with the everyday look. Come in here to Cashmere Bunny and sort of brush it into the crease and sort of even bring it in here to the inner corner, leaving the middle of your lid blank. And then you do the same thing with Sexpresso, and then you brush that all over the crease and into the inner corner, leaving the middle blank. And then what I did was I came in here to Silk Teddy and I brushed that over the blank spot. And I might not have the exact correct shadows for the perfect halo eye that some other beauty vloggers have done, but I really liked the way it looked, and I wish I'd taken pictures. Sorry, guys. But I may film that one later this week if I remember. But so yeah, this is just your basic everyday shadow, your Push Up, your Cashmere Bunny, and your Sexpresso. I'm going to put this away so I'm not tripping all over it. And you have the option to either just swipe on some mascara. And pro tip, if you want for a more even application of mascara, I think I've talked about this in a different video. I think I talked about this in my hour and a half long video. You could grab your mascara and actually tuck it into your body while you do your other eye, your face and your other eye makeup. And your body heat will actually warm it up and help with a more even application. So you have the option to either just swipe on some mascara, or you could do what I've been doing and take you can just do a black pencil or a black felt liner, and that's a-okay. Any liner you want. I have been using a purple pencil liner
This is in the shade Mystic Purple. It's just from the Sephora collection. And, oh, I did sharpen it, but I didn't use it this morning. Go me. So what you'll do, so what I've been doing when I do just the everyday look is I come in super duper close to the lash line, as close as humanly possible without actually poking myself in the eye, which, let's be real, I have done. And again, sorry for the poor lighting and my gigantic forehead. Let's just do this way. There we go. Let's just tilt the mirror a little bit. And this part always takes forever because you have to do a very thin line. But because of the way the pencil drags over my eyelid, I have to go over it a couple of times to make sure I didn't miss any spots, which can get kind of annoying. We good? We good. Okay. There's one. Number 2. And I don't know if it's some weird quirk of the way my eyeballs are shaped, but tightlining is extremely painful for me. Like, I can tightline from outer corner to about the middle before it starts scratching my eye. And so more often than not, I just don't mess with it. Maybe somebody might have a tip for using a different pencil, or just any tip might be helpful. Okay, are we even? I can't even tell. Good enough. And that is a phrase I have uttered a lot in the going forward in this whole beauty experimentation phase I'm going through. I have yet to determine whether or not it's going to stick. So until it does, until I can figure out whether or not it'd be worth it to invest in some better equipment, I'm just going to continue filming with my crappy laptop camera and in my bathroom. Y'all are stuck with that. So once you've done your eyeliner, you can come in here with your mascara. And again, the Better Than Sex mascara I've been loving it so far. It's not actually better than sex, but as a mascara, it's pretty damn good. So come in here super close because, again, fucking blind. And I always forget to curl my lashes on camera. I don't ever really curl my lashes except, I did on Saturday night. But again, that was kind of out of the ordinary. And honestly, like I said in my first video, eyelash curlers kind of terrify me. So I typically don't use them. I opt for mascaras that kind of curl and volumize in the application, so I don't have to mess with it. And I've never done falsies either, so we have yet to see if I've been my best self before. But honestly, falsies terrify me even more than eyelash curlers do. Okay. So that's the eyes done, complete with optional eyeliner. And ta-da!
So from here, you've got a couple of different options. You can walk out the door. You can put on some blush and lipstick. You can put on blush, bronzer, highlighter, and some lipstick. And, you can do your brows and then put on some blush, bronzer, highlighter, lipstick. So my method of doing the fat brow pencil, or the not dropping the brow pencil, and my eyeshadow still works pretty well. So how am I ending up with all this garbage all over my keyboard? I'm gonna have to scrub that here in a minute. Okay, so you can use any brow powder pencil that you have handy. I've been using the Tinted Brow Freeze from the Sephora collection, and I'm in the shade Dark. We're getting kind of short here, so I'm kind of excited about that. I might have a chance to try out something new, which would be cool. God, it's hard to tell if I should be looking at the camera or at the mirror. Let's look at the mirror, Katie. And so there's brow number 1. And brow number 2. We're good. But yeah, like I was saying, the phrase good enough, I've been using that a lot. And if it's good enough for you, then it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. Come in here, fill these in. Again, I think this particular shade may be a little bit too dark. I was reading something on BuzzFeed, and if you're a brunette, if you have dark hair, you should maybe go for a powder that's a little bit lighter than your natural hair color. And if you're blonde, you go for something that's a little bit darker. I haven't really had a chance to experiment with that, but we shall see. We can play with it. But there we go. Brow number 1. And brow number 2. There. So what I used this morning was the little travel Laura Mercier Bronze 03. I have not yet mastered the trick of getting bronzer in the right place on my left side, which is extremely vexing because right side of my face looks great, looks perfect, perf. Left side of the face looks like somebody slapped me in the face with a muddy handprint. So maybe it's a question of the brush I've been using. Maybe it's a question of dominant versus non-dominant side. I mean, I still apply with my right hand. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But for today's video, since we're going to just sort of do whole hog, full face, I'm going to end up using the Naked Urban Decay Flushed, and I'm in the shade Streak, but again, go for your skin tone here. It's got that bronzer, highlighter, blush, all in one palette. There are a lot of other drugstore palettes that do the same thing. So we're going to come in here. Whoa, that is quite powdery. And we're going to flip the mirror to the regular person side.
or the regular magnification side, so I don't end up smearing it all over my damn face. Concentrate, remember your training. Okay, so far so good. Oh shit, I fucked up. Knock on wood. Nothing ever goes right when you say so far good. Okay. Moment of truth, guys. Light hand, lightest possible hand. Maybe it's just that my face is differently shaped. I can't even so. My bathroom mirror is behind the laptop, so and honestly, that's what I end up using when I do my makeup just in the mornings, because my sink and my bathroom mirror maybe we'll say 2.5 to 2 feet apart. If you're standing closer than that, you best be related to me. And even then, best be a damn good reason you're that close. And if my makeup looks good at that distance, then I call it good. Alright, so we've got the bronzer on. I'm going to come in here with my double-ended. I'm not going to use the blush side because that's a little bit too narrow for the effect I end up liking for every day. But I am going to use the short, stubby sort of highlighty side. And we're going to come in here into the highlighter. And we're going to brush that across the tops of the cheekbones. Husband and I got into, well, he's been watching. I take a while to get into shows, but he's been watching Rick and Morty, and then he was kind enough to watch it over again while he got me hooked on it. Same thing happened with Gravity Falls. Same thing happened with Steven Universe. He didn't get me into My Little Pony, but another friend did. Well, one friend suggested it, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll check that out when Pigs Fly and Hell Freezes over. Which is not to say anything against the actual show, but that's more about me as a person. If it's not my idea, then I don't want it. I don't need it. But then another friend, I went over to her house because I was sick as a dog, and she promised to make me soup. And so I went to her house. She made me soup and also made me watch My Little Pony. And let me tell you, when you're high on cold medicine, oh wow, I love this brush. I love this brush so much. This is the It Brushes for Ulta Soft Focus Blush number 113. But for everyday looks, my personal recommendation is that you go for sort of like a more diffused / natural look. And I typically don't mess with contouring or anything. I don't have the patience or the skill for it yet. We're still at a level novice skill set. But that's blush, bronzer, and highlight. Could go more in depth if you want. And for lipstick, oh dang, where'd it go? There it is. We're gonna go with my Sephora number 11 in the shade, or my Sephora. Gosh, what finish is this? This is, I think, the Sephora Rouge Shine number 11 in Love Letter. It's sort of a very nude-ish color. Plus, it smells good. That's the weird thing about Sephora. Some of the Sephora lipsticks is they actually have a really good fragrance to them. It weirds me out. And okay, there. Now you have a ready to go everyday face. And your gravy. Can't put that back in the thing where it goes. So this is it. Finished look. I will see you guys later. Bye.